Let us consider another type of cost calculation for options, the coefficient. Previously, we considered summed options, those that increase or decrease the unit price of a product by adding or subtracting a certain amount. Price per unit plus format option value plus paper type option value plus lamination multiplied by quantity equals total print run cost. But sometimes it is much more convenient to use not an arithmetic change in product price, but a geometric one, when the price is multiplied by a certain value, called a coefficient. If the cost calculation type in the option is summing, it means that a certain value is added to or subtracted from the unit price of the product. If the cost calculation type is coefficient, it means that the price is multiplied by a certain value. If we change the cost calculation type, then this formula, price per unit plus format option value equals price per unit with the option applied, changes to price per unit multiplied by format option value equals price per unit with the option applied. What does it show us? There are three format options for flyer: A6, A5, and A4. Each subsequent format is twice as large as the previous one. A5 is twice as large as A6, and A4 is twice as large as A5. If we take the printing price of the A6 flyer format as the base product price, then printing a flyer in A5 format will require twice as many materials, paper, ink, and other consumables as A6, and for A4, twice as much as for A5. It is logical to calculate the price taking into account the format like this: price per unit multiplied by format option value equals price per unit with the option applied. We take the price for A6 format as the base price. The option value for A5 format is multiplied by 2, since A5 is twice the size of A6. Then our formula will look like this: price per unit A6 multiplied by 2 format option value A5 equals price per unit A5, or price per unit A6 multiplied by 4 format option value A4 equals price per unit A4. The coefficient in this formula is 4. What is good about the coefficient and why do we strongly recommend using it for product cost calculation? Because prices may change, for example due to inflation. If the unit price of any consumable changes, then we need not only to update the price per unit of the product here, but also to change the prices in all elements of the options. Let us consider how coefficients are applied. The ratio of A6 to A5 and A6 to A4 remains unchanged. The area is still 2 and 4 times larger respectively, regardless of prices. In this case, we only need to change the price per unit here. If the price per unit is €1, the formulas work like this: price per unit A6 multiplies by 2 format option value A5 equals price per unit A5. For A5, €1 multiplies by 2 equals €2. Price per unit A6 multiplied by 4 format option value A4 equals price per unit A4. For A4, €1 multiplies by 4 equals €4. Now let us suppose that the unit price has become 1.5 euros instead of 1 euro due to inflation. We change the price in one place, only here, price per unit, and do not change anything in the options. And our prices will look like this. For A5, 1.5 euros multiplied by 2 equals 3 euros. For A4, 1.5 euros multiplied by 4 equals 6 euros. To implement this in practice, go to Settings of the Format option. Select Cost Calculation Type, Coefficient, and Save Settings. An additional menu appears, the strategy for using the option coefficient, that is, what we apply it to the price of the product and to the selected options, or only to the product price, or only to selected options. Go to the elements of this option. In the A6 element, when using the summing option, the value here was 0 to prevent the price from changing. When applying the coefficient, to keep the price unchanged, we set the value to 1. That is, multiplying the base price A6 by 1 keeps the price the same, 1. Save the settings. Go to the A5 element. When using the summing option, we previously added plus 1 euro to the price. Now we specify the coefficient 2, since A5 is twice as large as A6, our base product unit. Save the settings. And in the A4 element, we specify the coefficient 4, since A4 is 4 times larger than A6. Save the settings. Go to the Settings of the Format option. Go to the Coefficients section. Keep Quantity selected and check on the website. Set Quantity 10, Format A6, Unit Price shows as 10 euros. Why so? We set the price for A6 as 1 euro and the coefficient for this element is 1. The price should be 1 euro, but we see 10. Let's figure it out. The point is that options have a link with coefficients. Here, the system coefficient quantity is selected. When the print run changes, multiplication by the number of product units in the print run occurs. That is, quantity is a coefficient. But unlike coefficient options, it does not need to be created. It is already exists by default. In our example, the coefficient option format is multiplied by another coefficient option quantity. Multiplication of two coefficients occurs. Let us look at the formula. Price per unit, A6, multiplied by quantity, we selected 10, multiplied by 1, format option value A6 equals price per unit A6. This instruction, the link with a coefficient, additionally multiplies one coefficient option by another, which is quantity. This is how we get the result of 10 euros on the website. To cancel this instruction, let us disable the link between the format option and the quantity coefficient, so that quantity does not affect it. Disable and save. Check on the website. Print run 10. When selecting A6, unit price is 1 euro. When selecting A5, where the coefficient is 2, unit price is 2 euros. When selecting A4, where the coefficient is 4, unit price is 4 euros. Go to the price section and set the price per unit to 1.5 euros. Re-evaluate. Save and check on the website. print run 10, when selecting A6, unit price is 1.5 euros as we set in the settings. When selecting A5, where the coefficient is 2, unit price is 3 euros. When selecting A4, where the coefficient is 4, unit price is 6 euros. We change the price only in one place, in the base product price field. This is why coefficient options are a very convenient tool. Go to the settings of any other option, open the Coefficients section and click Add Coefficients. As you can see, it is possible to link and influence not only via the system coefficient quantity, but also via the format option, which is also a coefficient. Select Link to all options. Now, the price of paper type option will be multiplied not only by the quantity, but also by the value of the format option. When linking to a coefficient, it is possible to apply that coefficient not only to price, but also to the weight of the option element and to the materials of the option element. You must be very careful when linking options to coefficients.